You've seen this happen, right? A trend just explodes across your feed. It is absolutely everywhere. Everyone's talking about it, everyone has one, and then, almost as fast as it showed up, poof, it's gone. Well, that is the story of LuvBu, a phenomenon that burned unbelievably bright and then just vanished.
But here's the thing. This wasn't just your normal trend life cycle. The speed of LuvBu's collapse was, well, shockingly fast. So the big question we're digging into here is, why? What was really going on under the hood that caused this viral sensation to just die so suddenly? Let's get into it.
We're going to treat this whole thing like a case study, because LuvBu's failure wasn't just one simple mistake. Nope. It was a total collapse caused by a perfect storm of things. Where the product came from, who its fans were, the social media world it lived in, and honestly, a pretty flawed strategy from day one.
So, where did it all begin? Well, the LuvBu trend didn't start because it was a great product. Not at all. It started with a very specific kind of short video, one that was basically engineered for maximum stimulation.
And this formula was incredibly precise. The videos used these super high contrast, flashy visuals that just grabbed your eye. They leaned hard into this exaggerated, almost overwhelming cuteness. And they copied formats that were already proven to go viral. You know, like unboxing and transformation videos. The whole thing was edited to give you a peak feeling of satisfaction in just a few seconds. It was pure digital candy.
And this points to the core problem right from the get-go. The foundation was just built on sand. People weren't drawn to the product's actual value, they were hooked by the video's aesthetic. The whole trend was built on an image, not on any real substance.
To really get how this could all happen so insanely fast, we've got to zoom out a bit and look at the environment it grew in. You just can't understand LuvBu without understanding the state of social media today.
Think of it like this. The algorithms are designed to push whatever gets a ton of engagement right now. This creates these intense, super short bursts of visibility. But because everyone sees the exact same thing at the exact same time and creators all copy each other to chase those views, we all get bored incredibly quickly. The system is literally designed for these flash-in-the-pan moments, not for building lasting brands.
So who was watching all these videos? Well, the core audience was mostly teenagers and young women in their early 20s. And this demographic, they were the perfect rocket fuel for a fast-burning fire. But they also came with some huge vulnerabilities that pretty much guaranteed the trend would never last.
And this audience is just a perfect paradox. On one hand, they are amazing at spreading trends. They're super influenced by what their friends are doing, and they're quick to jump on anything new. But on the other hand, they have very little disposable income, so buying something again and again is pretty unlikely. Their loyalty shifts in a heartbeat, and most importantly, they were buying LuvBu because it looked good in a video, not because they actually valued the product itself.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. It turns out this viral explosion wasn't entirely organic. There was a whole network of players working behind the scenes to manufacture and pump up the hype, creating this illusion of popularity that was way, way bigger than the reality. Let's break down the key players, the architects of this whole thing. First, you had influencer agencies who spotted LuvBu as a perfect video-friendly product. Then, they hired a bunch of micro-influencers to promote it, often using stealth marketing that didn't even look like an ad. Next up, resellers jumped in, buying up all the stock to create fake scarcity and major FOMO. And to top it all off, automated bots were used to flood social media with fake "I bought it" posts, making the illusion complete. So we've got the weak foundation and the manufactured hype. But the final nail in the coffin? That was the product itself. LuvBu, it turns out, was fundamentally designed to fail. Its own product and pricing strategy made any kind of long-term future completely impossible.
This whole process followed a predictable, almost scripted 5-step pattern. First, the short videos spread like wildfire. Second, other creators copied the editing style, creating a template. Third, that artificial scarcity kicked in. Fourth, the teen audience rushed to buy it because of peer pressure. And then fifth, the crash. The deceleration, as our source notes, happened at the exact same lightning speed as the initial explosion.
And yeah, it turns out the product itself was riddled with fatal flaws. The design was optimized to look good on camera, which made it pretty impractical for daily life. It wasn't something you'd ever need to buy again, like makeup or something. The price was also weirdly high for teens, but the quality was way too low for adults. And finally, there was just no brand story, no community, nothing to make people feel connected and want to stick around.
This quote from the source just hits the nail on the head. LuvBu was perfectly built to win one single battle in the war for attention on social media, but it was completely unprepared to build a lasting kingdom. It was a sprinter trying to run a marathon.
And this really gets to the core difference, doesn't it? LuvBu was built on flimsy, temporary viral clips. Real brands are built on a consistent story. LuvBu was fueled by fake manufactured hype. Real brands are fueled by genuine product value. It relied on a temporary rush of users, not a loyal community of actual fans.
So our final verdict from this whole investigation is that LuvBu wasn't even a real trend. It was an illusory trend. It was a ghost, a mirage created by algorithms and marketers that seemed totally solid for a moment before it just faded away, leaving almost nothing behind.
Which brings us to a final thought. The next time you see a product just explode across your feed, ask yourself, is this thing built on a real foundation, or is it just another beautiful illusion, perfectly optimized for the algorithm and destined to disappear? What's its real lifespan?